Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing some single serving freezer meal prep. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. Today we are doing a single serving, and if you like single serving recipes, inspiration, ideas, make sure you hit subscribe because I cook for myself all the time on this channel. So if you like this video, you'll probably like the other things that I have to say. Today we are doing some freezer meal prep, and I thought I would share this with you because I just started doing this and it's kind of amazing. It's blowing my mind. We're making like chicken patties, okay? And I'm gonna show you how I make it. It's super healthy, super easy. I'm gonna show you how I store them in the freezer so that you're not taking up a bunch of space. I'm also going to then eat one after they're frozen so I can show you how to reheat them for optimal deliciousness. And then at the end, I'm even going to share my recipe for a single serving flatbread because I'm going to eat mine in a flatbread for dinner tonight. So with that, let's get right into it. Let's get these delicious and very healthy chicken patties in the freezer. All right, for this recipe, you're going to need your chicken of choice. I've got some leftover boneless, skinless chicken thighs I need to use up. And there are 2 of them there. So like 2 chicken thighs or maybe 1 giant chicken breast, or you know, whatever cut you have. I've also got half of a bell pepper, a little more than half that I need to use up, and the secret ingredient, beans. I like a white bean, a white northern bean, a white kidney bean. I find that white beans just blend a little bit smoother and nicer. You could also use chickpeas, but these are what I'm using. We're gonna do garlic powder, onion powder, and then some salt and pepper. And that is how we are going to make our patties. I am using my food processor today, and if you don't have one, go to the thrift store. I bought this at the thrift store. What does it say? It was a long time ago, but I only paid $14.99 for this very nice food processor. So don't let the tools I'm using be a barrier to really affordable and easy meals. Go to the thrift store. All right. So here we're going to put our 2 thighs into the food processor, okay? And now I need to wash my hands. Hold on. Now I'm going to add my bell pepper. I'm not even gonna get a cutting board out for this, you guys. I'm just gonna cut chunks off and put it in there. Because we're blending it all together, it does not really matter if we chop it first. And I always want the least amount of dishes possible, okay? That's half a bell pepper. Next, I'm going to drain my beans. We don't want the water in there. All right, there's our beans. We're going to add the whole can in there. This is also a great recipe in stretching your meat. We're adding fiber, we're adding protein. We love beans, okay? This is a pro bean YouTube channel, okay? Now we're gonna go with our seasonings. Of course, you could use whatever seasonings you want. If you wanna make this spicy, if you wanna make it smoky, you could totally do that. I'm doing a teaspoon of garlic powder, and I'm also gonna do a teaspoon of onion powder today. Alternatively, you could also just throw an onion in there. Honestly, the world is your oyster. Put whatever you want in your chicken patties. I've also got some salt here. This is flaky sea salt. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm gonna do like half a teaspoon of pepper. There we go. We're almost there. All right, I know this doesn't look that appealing, that most people don't want to eat their chicken like this, but trust me, your chicken nuggets look way worse than this. At least we're using like whole, fresh foods when we're doing this. So don't be put off by the vibe, okay? It's gonna work out okay. Now we're gonna make our patties, and this is the easiest way because you don't even have to touch the slime. I'm gonna show you the best hands-off way to make patties. All you need is a gallon-size Ziploc bag. And we are gonna put this whole mixture in there. All right, now we're gonna push all the air out of this. All right, I've left it just a little open so any air can escape if we need to. But we're just going to push our mixture into this whole bag so that it's nice and even. And you just do this with your hands. You don't need anything special. All right, here's our giant chicken square. We are gonna make 6 patties out of this. And you can make smaller ones if you want, but I find that that's like the portion that I like. Okay, to make my sections, I'm using this bench scraper, but if you don't have one, it's totally fine. You can use like the dull side of a knife, like flip your knife over. You can use a spatula, I don't know, use a book, I don't know. But basically what we're going to do is, obviously you're not cutting the plastic, you're just making indents in it. And we're gonna just do that to make 6 servings. These are going to be our patties. And it's okay if they're still connected a little. Once they're frozen, we'll be able to break them right apart and it will not be a problem. Okay, they are all sectioned off and now we're gonna pop them in the freezer until they're frozen. I'm gonna pop mine into my deep freezer. It just freezes things a little bit faster, and because I wanna show you tonight how to cook these from frozen, we're gonna do it like that. All right, you guys, it's just about dinner time, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out our now fully frozen chicken patties. Here we go. And they're all portioned off. They're nice and firm and ready to cook. So my preferred method is an air fryer. You can put this in an oven if you want, or you can go ahead and like fry it up in a pan like you would a regular burger. However, since I am going to be making a flatbread on the stove, I thought this would be just real easy to toss in the air fryer while I'm cooking my flatbread. These would be good chopped up and thrown on a salad. You could also just use a regular like burger bun or a sub bun. Any kind of breading around it is ideal. For me, we're doing the flatbread because I also just love sharing this single serving flatbread with you because I have done it in one other video, but I feel like it needs more exposure. You gotta know how to make one flatbread. It's really easy. Anyway, I'm gonna put this in the air fryer, okay? Honestly, look how easy these just come right apart too. Chicken patty. Don't forget, this is raw chicken, so wash your hands. I'm not gonna lie, I never preheat my air fryer. I just don't think it's necessary. I never preheat it. Anyway, we are going to do 350 for 10 minutes. There we go. Now let's make our flatbread. Put these back in the freezer. You're going to need a half a cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of oil of your choice. I chose olive oil, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a few shakes of salt. As far as your liquid goes, you're gonna use around 1/4 cup, but I just slowly add mine in until a ball forms. So you're gonna knead your dough for about 2 minutes and then let it rest for a little while. You don't have to let it rest, but resting it will make it a little bit easier to roll out. All right, let's roll this out. I might need just a little bit of flour. I love using a flatbread just like as an alternative to a traditional like bun or roll, just because it's so much faster. You don't have to let it rise. You don't have to turn on the oven. All of our favorite, most convenient things. And I really like to make this as thin as I can. Also, this would work as a last minute pizza base as well. So definitely write this recipe down on a Post-it and stick it to your fridge or like the inside of your cupboard, because it is a great little hack to keep. All right, here I have preheated a pan with a little bit of oil. I'm just gonna plop our flatbread right in there. And this is only gonna take like 2 minutes. It's very fast. All right, take just like a little peek. Once it starts getting a little brown on the side, flip it. The second side always takes less time, like 1 minute. 2 minutes on the first side, 1 minute on the second. But of course it depends on how hot your pan is. Don't burn it. And actually, while I have it flipped, I am going to melt some cheese. I'm selecting Munster from a little sandwich today. And I'm just gonna put that on half of it. All right, she is done. All right, I scoured my fridge for things to put inside this other than the meat. And I have some mushrooms to use up. So I'm gonna throw those in there. I know, it's like kind of weird to just throw like a raw mushroom on a sandwich, but I love mushrooms. I will add mushrooms to anything. And I also have a bit of fresh cilantro, which I love. And because I am a American, a little bit of ranch, because why not? Here's our chicken patty. Maybe not the most aesthetic piece of chicken you've ever seen, but it's gonna be good. And actually, I'm going to, oh, it's kind of hot. I'm going to cut it in half so that it can go all the way across our flatbread there. Okay, add a little bit of this. Just enough ranch to make it so it's not dry. Put the lid on. And look at that, homemade chicken patty, homemade flatbread. And it was very cheap and easy. Obviously, now we gotta eat it. I will say, the beans just blend right in to the chicken. This is, you wouldn't eat this and think like, oh, that's a bean patty. Like, not even a little. It's very much meaty and chickeny. So yeah, throw some beans. Even when you're making meatballs, anything you're making with a ground meat, throw some beans in there, I'm serious. And of course, the best part about this is that I have 5 more patties in there, 5 more lunches / dinners or whatnot, available to me whenever I'm ready. And because we made them nice and flat, they're so easy to store in the freezer. They're not gonna take up a bunch of space. And all right, you guys, there you go. Single serving chicken patties for the freezer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought down below. And if you take nothing from this video, at least let it be that you can make one flatbread and it's gonna make your life better. And I promise you that. Of course, come on back for more content like this. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!